Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining our video. This is our Get to Know You video with our therapist, Ashley. I'm Stephanie Corporal. I am the owner of Marble Wellness, which is a therapy practice with two locations in St. Louis. We're both in Baldwin and Lake St. Louis, and we see kids ages 3 and up, adolescents, teens, moms, dads, adults working through trauma or grief and loss, chronic illness, and we also see a lot of couples in our practice. And we are here today with our therapist, Ashley, who is one of our Lake St. Louis therapists, just to get to know more about her, let all of you watching get a feel for her personality and also a better understanding of who she works with. So as you're thinking about giving us a call and partnering with one of our therapists, you have an idea of who your options are. So, Ashley, thanks for your time today. It's always so great to get to spend time with you guys, even if it's on video for something like this. It's always nice to see your faces.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So, let's just dig in. Tell us about how you decided to become a therapist. What brought you to this field?
Yeah, I've always been drawn to opportunities where I can connect with other people and help other people and just have it feel really, meaningful. And so I think it also helped, having a lot of awareness about mental health at a young age and, witnessing family members go through different mental health struggles. And so kind of seeing their struggles inspired me to want to, help make a difference for people who maybe did not have access to mental health resources growing up, and now they're adults, wanting to access therapy. I just want to be that person for them.
Amazing. Yeah, such a calling it sounds like, and it
Yeah.
sounds like it kind of made its way into your brain as a potential career pretty young
Yeah.
at those psychology undergrad classes, which is how a lot of us come to it. Nothing wrong with that, but you had an
hmm
idea earlier, which is cool.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
tell us who you do typically see when you are working with clients at Marble Wellness.
Yeah, so I really love working with women of all different ages, and also moms at various stages of motherhood, whether it's newly postpartum or a mom who has teenage or college kids. So moms at different ages going through different, life transitions, dealing with stress, anxiety, depression. And I also do see kids, older elementary kiddos and up, with a heavy focus on teenagers and even college kiddos as well.
I'm so glad to hear you talk about motherhood, even when moms have kids who are teenage and college years, because I think so many times in the maternal mental health space, a lot of people think it really is just people working with moms postpartum or even only of younger kids. And it's so true that you might need therapy while parenting teenagers. I mean, we all hear bigger kids, bigger problems. Or
Mhm.
there's that whole identity transition and household transition when your kids are out of the house, if they left to go to college and aren't living with you. And those are big reasons that you might decide you need some outside support, some expert insight, and that therapy might be the right decision at that point. It's not only because your kids are 1 or 6 months.
Yes, yes. I firmly believe that moms of any age and all ages need support, right? And kids with any age, so I feel like moms definitely need that support, and I just want to be that support for them at various stages through their motherhood journeys.
Yeah. So tell me, if somebody's working with you in the therapy room, how do you typically approach that relationship and that work? What is it like to be in the therapy space with you?
Yeah, I always strive for it to be just a very, calm, non-judgmental, open space, right? Where people can feel safe, they can feel seen, they can feel like they can share, anything and everything, right? And I try to make it a very just open and honest environment and where we can just both be very transparent, and candid.
Yeah, I know you're also really good at making sure it's not like cookie cutter therapy. It's not just their experience of you is the same. You really tailor it to what people need and really listen to how people may respond differently to different tools or techniques. And you make sure it's not a one size fit all experience. You're good at listening to those nuances and figuring out those differences and how to show up accordingly.
Yeah, yeah, because as we know, not the same thing works for every single person. So I definitely make sure we're tailoring it to the issues that that person is experiencing, right? Whether we need to incorporate some cognitive behavioral therapy, whether we need to incorporate some acceptance and commitment therapy, to deal with stress, anxiety, life transition. So I definitely make sure, we're collaborating and making sure it's the right fit for that person.
Yeah, I'm so glad to hear you talk about acceptance and commitment therapy. I was just in a training on Monday about that, and I came to that a little bit late as a therapist, but I do think it works so well with moms. And just when I'm listening to those trainers speak, it was a part two. It's just like, oh, I could have used this when I was heavier in therapy, but how do you like working with that? You know, it is pretty different than CBT. So again, speaking to like you deliver what people need, but yeah, tell me about why you like ACT.
Yeah, I think, a big part of why people end up in therapy is that our feelings are so uncomfortable sometimes and feel hard to handle, right? And then with acceptance and commitment therapy, it kind of teaches us that, right, that like our feelings are okay. Like the more we try to push them away, the more they're going to eat at us, right? So step one is just being aware and kind of accepting those feelings and knowing that these feelings will pass, right? That feelings come and go, and just really holding on to like our values and beliefs and being strong in those, so we can have those to, stand on and fall back on when our feelings are feeling a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, so true. I love it. Okay, now switching a little bit from the professional and the therapy hat to the personal, what is a fun fact or something surprising about you that you can share with viewers for kind of that human connection piece?
Yeah, I guess there's some of my favorite things that I just really enjoy. I love cats. I'm definitely a cat person. Love dogs, but cats are my favorite. I love going to different coffee shops around the area. I'm big into just coffee. Um, and then I'm also very much into Taylor Swift.
Okay.
My favorite artist. I've been to her concerts, so big fan.
Fun. So fun. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for spending time with us today. To the viewers, I hope that helps you get some insight on one of our team members that you can work with. To get started with us, feel free to head to the contact page on our website. You can call us at 636-234-3052 or email us at hello@marblewellness.com and we can get you set up with Ashley or another therapist at the practice. But we so appreciate you guys stopping by and checking out this video today. Thank you.